I've discovered something amazing.
What happens when you combine one studio, two new hosts, and the ability to broadcast to the entire nation? Nothing can possibly go wrong. Well, let's find out. This is the Sunday Experiment with Luke and Lewis.
Luke and Lewis, it's a Sunday experiment across the nation. Welcome to the show. I'm Lewis and this is Luke.
Hi, everyone. Lewis, is there anyone you wanted to say happy birthday to
I would
right
like
now?
to say happy birthday to you.
Nah.
No?
I would have
Okay.
made a way bigger deal out of it
Alright.
if it was my birthday.
Happy-
And I'm offended that you actually thought it was my birthday. Do you know when my birthday is?
Yes?
When is it?
We're talking about someone else's birthday, mate. All right,
Pass.
we're not here to talk about you. All right,
can't
whose birthday have
pass
I
on that.
forgotten? Stop being selfish.
That's what I want to see if you can work out. Someone on the team's birthday today. We've all said happy birthday, and you have not.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's fine.
Sorry to bring this up on air.
I don't celebrate birthdays. It's a new thing that I'm doing.
Oh, yeah.
Ever.
Yeah, because
Only my own.
you didn't celebrate Radio Mike's birthday. He
No.
used to work on our show.
No way. I just don't celebrate other people's
All right,
birthdays.
it's-
I'm so focused on next year's birthday for me. I'm
Right.
busy. It's
No.
Luke and Lewis across the nation. We've got stuff to do.
Don't worry about it then. It's Keelan's birthday, but it doesn't matter.
Happy birthday. Why would I remember his birthday? He doesn't do anything around
It's
here
our
anyway.
video guy's birthday. Anyway, big show coming up. Talking about Valentine's Day next.
Yes.
Lewis got trapped.
Debatable. Got trapped.
Yeah.
Luke and Lewis. Luke and Lewis across the nation. Sunday experiment. What could go wrong? I don't know. Let's find out. Luke, Valentine's Day happened last week.
It did. Correct.
Yeah, and
How did yours go? Was it a success?
hey, stop
But-
trying
okay.
to change the subject.
Well,
all
I
right?
want to bring this up because last week we were talking about Valentine's Day, and it was 4 days away at that point.
Yes.
And this is what happened on the show last week. Me and my girlfriend not doing Valentine's Day.
Okay.
And
Why?
you think it's a trap. And I
Why
think...
aren't you doing Valentine's? Whose idea was it?
Hers.
Her idea?
Yeah.
Trap. Now, I insist your
It
girlfriend.
did sound like a trap, to be fair.
Yeah.
I told you, yep, my girlfriend said she doesn't want to do Valentine's Day, and everyone called up and said, Luke, you're being stung. Make sure you get her a gift.
Yeah.
And I'm very happy to report, ladies and gentlemen, it was not a trap.
Not a trap.
Yep.
So you didn't get her anything.
I didn't get Admiral Akbard.
So you didn't get her any gifts.
No. Well, no, we decided to get each other joke gifts.
Okay.
the
So
end.
you got her something. So you still did it.
Yeah, but it wasn't a trap, though, because, oh no, I'll tell you off air what I got her. It's not a good gift. It's like a real anti-gift. you
So
know.
she got trapped into receiving something.
Or put it this way, she bought me a bear that said my name Jeff on it.
Yeah.
So that was the standard.
Okay.
So
right.
it wasn't high.
Okay. Your relationship sucks.
I was pretty stoked with that.
Yeah, you would be. Well, Luke, after all of the noise I made about you getting trapped, I got trapped.
Oh, no.
I got trapped. See, what happened was Valentine's Day was coming around a couple days beforehand. My girlfriend said, because I work until 6, she was finishing at 4. So she was like, oh, can you finish work a little bit early? And I said, oh, I finish at 6. And then I texted her Happy Valentine's. And we'd agreed that we wouldn't do anything on Valentine's Day. We'd have Valentine's on Saturday when we were both free, because we were both working at different times on actual Valentine's,
But
right?
you were still going to get her something on Saturday.
Yeah,
Right.
of course.
But you just weren't. Oh, you got trapped on about the day.
About the day.
The time.
Right. Because I had it all planned out. I would get her something nice on Saturday. We'd do something good. And then I text her on actual Valentine's, which was a Thursday, I believe. I said, Happy Valentine's. And she texts me back, what are we doing? Where are you taking me? Why do we organise this? So I said, I just panicked. And I said, what about dinner?
So just, where did it go? Macca's?
No, well, then she said, well, did you reserve anywhere? I said, no, you've sprung this on me. I don't have any reservations. And she said, well, we're not going to get anything. How about I just come over? And I said, I'm working till 6.
Fish and chips on the beach. That's
Yeah.
when you pull a last minute.
Should have done
Get,
that.
get a picnic blanket going, I had this planned all along.
Yeah, well, I decided to do an emergency one. I said, well, come over after I finish. And she said, why don't you just
You
finish
can't
early?
even cook toast.
No, I can't. So I said, come over after 6.
What was your big plan?
Well, she said...
Go buy a Safeway mud cake and hope for the best.
Yeah, pretty much. She said, why don't you just finish earlier than 6? I said, oh, no, I work till 6. She said, why don't you just finish early? You're the boss. I said, well, I can't just kick out the guy who's working at my house before 6 and pay him less money because I'm having a surprise Valentine's. And then she said, babe, it's Valentine's. If you want to see me, then make it a priority. If you don't love me that much, I'll just see you on Saturday.
Jesus, you got trapped.
I got trapped hard.
So
I went straight to her house. I got there at 9 p.m. after I finished work. I got a rose.
Wait, it took you 3 hours to get to her house.
Mate, I was busy.
You did not make a priority.
Yeah.
You live about 20 minutes away from
I did make it a
from
priority, mate. I got her a $10 rose from Coles.
Jeez.
And then I didn't tell her that I got it from Coles. So, most romantic man
I
alive.
joked about the Woolies mud cake?
Yeah.
Should have just gone with that. Would have been better.
Luke and Lewis across the nation. Sunday experiment. Test.
Lewis, it is currently...
Yes?
Hang on. Sorry. Test. All right, mine's on too.
Oh,
Great.
good. Experiment successful.
Killing it. So, in the America right now, it's the NBA All-Star Weekend, which means the annual dunk contest happened, Lewis.
Of course, favourite event of the year.
Yes, and a huge dunk happened at the contest where, I don't know who the guy is. I probably should have done my research. A guy, do you know who it is, Dave?
I don't know his name. Yeah, let me look it up.
Okay.
Hey guys, welcome to the most
pronounce.
uninformed radio station on the planet, guys. We're talking about something, not really sure what, but hey, we'll give it a crack.
I was like, let's talk about dunks and then not do any research. I was like, I love dunks.
Hang on, is this basketball?
Yeah.
I thought this was Oreos and milk. Oh, I've brought on the wrong notes. I'm going to throw these out.
A guy dunked over Shaquille O'Neal. That was the
Oreo
big
or
event.
Basketball?
What?
A basketball
He
or a
dunked
biscuit?
a basketball.
Oh, okay. Same page.
Either
now.
would be impressive. If you managed to dunk an Oreo over Shaq, that would be impressive because he's quite tall. He's over 7 foot tall.
I would say that if Shaq was in your kitchen trying to stop you putting a biscuit in your milk, very annoying, Shaq. Go home.
Shaquille O'Neal is 2 meters and 16 centimeters tall. And so that's a big leap by anyone.
Huge
and then
man.
not only, even leapfrogging him would be quite a challenge, but completely no hands, towering him, then slamming a ball in. Then the bloke had the arrogance. I mean, after you've done that, I guess you can do whatever you want.
You've earned the arrogance.
He ripped open his T-shirt to reveal a Superman emblem on his chest.
While he was hanging
It was the
from
most
the rim.
alpha dunk of all time. And it kind of made me think about it. Lewis, you're 6'8".
2 meters.
Everyone thinks you should play basketball.
Yes, that's the number one suggestion and question I get.
I don't think I've ever asked you this before, but can you dunk?
Honestly, I don't know because I've never properly tried. But I would
Because you don't do sport.
I did a little bit of sport, but I did tennis and a bit of fighting, like karate and stuff.
Right.
I never did any team ball.
You could
sports.
punch the ball in the ring. No.
Yeah, but I didn't. No, I've never done basketball
Okay.
or anything. Although I did look it up that the average height of an NBA player is 6'7", and I'm bigger than that.
Yeah,
So
right.
you would
so
think,
if you're above the average NBA height, you should be able to dunk backwards.
yeah,
You should be able to do trick dunks.
I guess
You'd be
so.
getting close to Shaq level dunking.
I should be chucking it under my legs. I
Yeah.
mean, I might not even have to jump at all. I know I can reach the net without jumping.
Right. I want to do an experiment, okay? Because you're very tall.
That's
I'm about
fitting, 'cause
6
this
foot.
is the Sunday experiment.
That's great, and
Yeah.
this is why we run it. So, geez, everyone here is loving how much we're branding the new show. I wanted to do a Sunday experiment, Lewis.
Great.
Once again, tick. Radio bosses loving this. Anyway, you're very tall, 6'8".
Yep.
You probably can't dunk. I want to find the shortest person currently listening who can dunk.
Yeah.
So if you can dunk, just give us a call. Flat out, 131060. If you can dunk a full-size basketball ring, call. And then I guess
We're going to find
we'll
the
find out
shortest
who's
among
the
you.
shortest person when our producers filter the calls. But if you know you're quite short and can dunk, like I'm 6 foot and I can't dunk.
Right.
I can hit the ring and then I can't palm the ball properly and it just sprays
Yeah,
out.
that's a hand issue rather than a height issue.
I can touch the ring and I could probably swing off it maybe.
So if you're like
But I couldn't dunk.
4'3", but you've got gigantic face-sized hands,
If you've
give
got
us a
like
call.
orangutan arms, but you're like, the size of an Oompa Loompa, we'd love to hear from you.
131060. Can you dunk and how tall are you? Luke and Lewis on the Oh, Luke and Lewis around the country. We're not on that radio station anymore.
No.
Almost said the
No,
full thing.
We are on the Fox.
Okay, we're on the
Just on
Fox.
other stations around the country.
Luke and Lewis on the Fox, but also on.
I will now read a list of the other 60 stations we're on.
Hit something. I think it's 92 something in Perth.
92.9.
I think you know them. Like, our button pusher knows way more about this than we do.
We don't know what we're doing, but we are here.
We don't know where we're broadcasting, but great. It's great to have you on board wherever you are. We are asking on 131060, can you dunk? Because in America, it's currently the NBA All-Star Weekend, and they had the annual dunk comp, and a bloke did a huge dunk over Shaquille O'Neal's head. Well, over him standing.
And he's how tall?
2 meters and 16 centimeters tall.
Crazy.
And he completely cleared
That would be
him.
7'2" or something.
I mean, Shaq's almost as tall as the ring.
Yeah.
Like, so you have to clear. You almost like the ring's not the hard part.
No,
it's
clearing Shaq
Shaq's
is.
head.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and then I brought up Lewis. Can you dunk? Because you're 6'8" meters tall. Oh, not 6'8" meters. That's
6'8" meters. I'm about as big as a building.
Yeah.
I can't dunk because the ring's actually too low. I can't bend down that
You're
far. I'll fall over.
6'8" tall. And you're 1 foot. Is it 1 foot?
I'm 1
No.
inch taller than most NBA players.
Than the average height of an NBA player, which means you should definitely be able to dunk. So we asked people on 131060, can you dunk? And we're trying to find the smallest person who can dunk.
Yeah.
So Anthony, can you dunk?
Yeah, I can.
You can.
How tall are you?
I'm 5'8".
5'8".
And
That's-
you can
Yeah.
dunk a full-size ring.
Yeah.
Can you turn the radio off in the background as well? We're getting a bit of an echo there.
Yeah.
So if you're 5'8" and you can dunk, do you reckon I could do it? Me being a foot taller than you?
Yeah, you should be able to. Should be able to.
Okay. Do you reckon you could teach me how or show me how it's done?
Not really.
Well, so what's your secret? So you used to have an amazing leap.
Yeah.
But so does Lewis just need to work on his leap? Because he's got the height. How high do you
Yeah.
reckon Lewis would have to jump? Probably not high at all.
Not high.
Yeah.
So you can clearly jump like what? A meter?
Oh, yeah, probably.
Yeah,
All right.
You're still listening to yourself on the radio in the background.
Well, we'll leave you to the rest of the show, Anthony. Thanks for giving us a call, mate. I think we'll go to...
I like that guy's attitude. Not only does he have the arrogance to listen to himself broadcast around the country, but is also caught up to brag about a dunk.
Could you just turn that down? Nah, mate.
Nah, mate, on the air, this is my moment.
Ryan, welcome to the
love
show. You're...
Hello, Neb.
Hey, mate, you're 5'2" and you say you can dunk?
Oh, I don't know if I'm 5'2". I'm 160, but yeah, I could dunk.
Right. Brilliant.
Wait, you... But hang on. Hang on, Ryan.
Yeah.
What's your proof?
What proof would you like?
Like, do you have 3 people in your life who could verify that they've seen you dunk a basketball?
I've got one in the car right now.
Can you put them on?
Yeah, mate. Yeah, he could definitely dunk.
Yeah, checks out.
All right. I believe him. Thanks for giving us a call, Ryan. Luke and Lewis, I guess I'll get my dunking on. You're one of the most forgetful people on the planet, I would say.
Yeah, I don't know if I've always been this way. Recently, it's gotten bad.
You've gone on a rampage of just forgetting everything
Yeah.
important, and
It's a
it started
rampage
to
of
affect me.
It's misplacing things,
Yeah.
forgetting things, like not turning up to things. Just like it's a mix of unorganization.
Accidentally stealing stuff from
Yeah.
me.
And I've been blaming glandular fever because
Yeah.
I'm sick at the moment. So
I
it's a
would-
great excuse.
I
I'm
would-
like, oh, I'm chronically fatigued. That's why I just didn't.
Nah, anyone who
Do it.
actually knows you would just blame your brain.
Yeah. No, I'm constantly like this. A bad one happened during the week. I took a key from your warehouse, Lewis.
Yeah, so at my warehouse where I film things, there's a toilet, and the only way to access it is with a special key.
Yes. There's only one key. And
Only
you,
one
You needed
key?
it back.
Yeah.
And we organised on Wednesday night. I think I took it on the Monday or something.
You forgot to put it back in its place. You just left with it.
Yeah, and then we organised to meet up in the city because I was out in the city and you're also out. And I was like, all right, I'm about 15, 20 minutes away from where you're going to be. I'm like, you get off at the train station.
This, by the way, is almost midnight,
Yeah,
about
it's
11 p.m.
Very late at night. I was like, you get off the train station. I'll drop off the key. No worries.
Yeah.
And this whole time, I was like, I've got the key on me. All I've got to do is drive down. So I drove all the way to the station. You got off the train.
Yeah, I could have stayed
To
on that
meet me
train and just
outside.
gone home, but both of us took like a 20-minute detour
Yeah.
each.
And then I got to the train station, felt around in my pocket and went, yeah, I didn't even take the key from my house. And we've been having phone calls all night going like, are you still in the city? Like, I've got the key.
Because
I was
had
blindly confident driving there. Like, I've nailed this.
me and Keelan, our camera guy, had to
Yeah.
work there the next day. So I'm like, well, if we don't get this key, we're going to have to poo in the corner.
Yeah.
And, mate, you've got a big mess to clean up.
Another one happened literally just as I got back to where I was.
Yeah.
I had a glass of water. I was performing, I had a glass of water,
Yeah.
and I filled it up, didn't even have a drink out of it, put it down, talked to someone, and then immediately forgot where I put my glass of water.
But that was next to you.
Dude, I looked for it for 20 minutes. And then 20 minutes later, I was like, oh, it's there, just right next to me. I don't know what's happening, man. Last Monday, we had a we didn't. We thought we had a meeting, so we were like, after the show, we were like, all right, let's we're going to meet tomorrow morning.
Last week we had a meeting on Monday and on Wednesday that we organised and we worked our entire weeks around. Got to Monday, I was just about to leave the house. You called me.
Hey, man, just checked. It's actually next week.
And I was like, well, that doesn't make sense because we revolved this around the meeting on Wednesday and then I checked the calendar and that was also the next week.
I don't know what's happening. I'm just forgetting everything. So
is that being forgetful or is that being a week early?
Oh, true. I'm incredibly organised. But I'll probably forget about the meeting tomorrow.
Yeah, true.
But I want people to empathise with me. I know there's other people out there who are struggling at the moment.
Yeah.
13, 10, 60. What did you forget?
What's the most important thing you've forgotten?
I've forgotten about 8 things this week. What are we talking about?
I can't remember.
I don't know.
But
13, 10,
13,
60.
10, I think it's 13, 10, 60 is the number if I recall correctly.
What did you forget? Give us a call. I want people to just call.
13, 10, 60. It's Luke and someone. I can't remember.
This week I've been struggling. I've forgotten your key. I was supposed to give it back to you.
Yep.
I went all the way into the city and realised I didn't have it on me. I never left the house with it. I misplaced a glass.
Yeah.
I was drinking water and then put the glass down and couldn't find it. You know, once I lost a shortbread and looked for it for an hour.
Yeah, you told me about that because you thought it was the most extraordinary thing that's happened to you in the last 6 months.
Dude,
Man,
that's
disappearing shortbread.
It still rocked my mind. Turns out it was just on the plate. That's a thing that actually happened to me.
I don't know if you're forgetting
It
things.
sounds like a lie, but that happened.
You might just have early onset dementia, dude.
I think so. Anyway, 13, 10, 60, what did you forget? Emily, you've forgotten something?
Yeah, I had a bit of a shocker this week. I was making lunch, made myself a beautiful salami sandwich being an Italian.
That's great.
And went to have my first bite and dropped it because I forgot that I was 6 months pregnant. And you're not allowed to eat salami.
See, you know what? Maybe that would, if you were recently pregnant, maybe like 3 months pregnant, you'd be like, oh, you're not used to being pregnant yet. But 6 months, you kind of done the rounds.
I cried for about an hour.
Yeah, you've probably already read a baby
Was
book.
that crying with joy? You're like, oh my God, I'm pregnant. This is amazing.
I cried because all I want is a salami sandwich.
I would cry too. That's devastating.
I'm really sorry to hear that, Emily, that you couldn't have your sandwich, but I'm glad you remembered in the end.
Zali, welcome to the show. What have you forgotten?
Hi. So I was having a good day and messaging friends, and they were like, "Oh, do you want to hang out tomorrow?" And I was like, "Yeah, definitely."
Yeah.
I triple booked myself because I forgot.
With all of them?
With all of them.
That's
because I forgot that I said yes.
Did you organise all 3 catch-ups today?
No, they were last week.
Okay, and you've realised today that you have 3 things in your diary.
Oh, it was not today. It was a couple of days ago. But
right.
yeah,
So
I realised.
Did you cancel on everyone?
No, I woke up to messages on my phone being like, "Where are you?"
Oh, so you just
forgot about
slept
all
in.
3 things.
So you not only did you triple book, but you didn't show up to any of them because you forgot.
So the real issue wasn't that you wouldn't have even rocked up to one. If you
No, I wouldn't have.
Well, congratulations. At least you remembered our phone number.
Lewis, you do a segment quite regularly on this show called Businesses Exposed.
Fan favourite until you do it. You did it for the first time.
Well, I gave
week.
it a crack last week, and I'm not going to lie, it didn't go well. I panicked, and on the
understatement was a travesty.
Well, okay. Yeah, it was. It wasn't great. I was trying to expose sloppy journalism from the Herald Sun. They wrote,
just exposed yourself for sloppy radio technique.
Yeah. Well, maybe that's who I should be exposing now.
That's a good. Idea.
Oh, yeah, I tried to expose an article where they got a Weet-Bix fact wrong.
Yeah.
And instead of, there's a bit usually where you kind of lead up to the big expose, and then we play a sound effect, and it's like the big moment of the segment, you could say.
Yeah.
And just as I was building up to what I was actually exposing, instead of saying Weet-Bix, I just said donuts for no reason.
Which is not even the wrong breakfast cereal. It's just a different kind of food.
It's a different food altogether. So, I know you've banned me now from doing businesses exposed.
Yeah, I've put my foot down.
And
you can't do business exposed.
I really, and I think that's best for the show that I don't do that segment anymore. But I have made up my own segment, and here's the opener. Luke's stern warnings for anyone with an ABN. You've been a misbehaving place of employment.
Okay, that sounds like you've taken the music from my segment and you've said exactly what I say in my segment.
It's a completely new segment.
Oh, is it?
No, because your segment's called Businesses Exposed.
And I say you've been a naughty business.
No, but you expose businesses.
Yeah.
This is called Luke's stern warnings to anyone with an ABN. So I just give out stern warnings. I'm not out of here trying to uncover like little, schemes and scams.
I'm giving you a stern warning right now,
mate.
Very similar.
Well, mate, not your place because this is Luke's stern warnings. So you know what? There's one for you.
All right, we'll wrap it up there.
No,
okay.
I would need to give out my stern warning.
All right, what stern warnings?
Today I was expecting a delivery from a company called DHL. I don't care. I'll name them. That's how stern I'm being.
Okay.
And I was receiving a canvas. Not important to the story, but I was receiving a package, and it says on the tracking text that they send you, expected delivery time 3:43 p.m. in the afternoon.
So exact.
So specific. So I was like, if they're going to be that specific, I'll make myself available at exactly 3:43 p.m.
For only 60 seconds.
Yes, because that's how long it takes to sign a thing, get out.
Before that, after that, busy.
Guess what time they came, Lewis?
3:42.
3:39. Unacceptable. Oh, I forgot to make another sound effect. Oh, you've been stern warned. Just pretend that was it.
Hey, man. So you know how you messed up Businesses Exposed? You've now made your own segment.
No, sorry.
Couldn't even do that right.
That's how my segment goes. I just do it live because I don't need to be pre-recorded like you hacks.
In the middle of your own segment, do you go, oh, I messed that up?
Yeah, every time.
Nailed it, man. It's Luke and Lewis. Luke and Lewis, a Sunday experiment. We're halfway through the show. Luke, coming up later.
Before we continue, does the start of this opener sound like Hagrid? Can we play it again, Radio Day?
Yeah, here we go.
Just listen to the first bit.
I've discovered something amazing.
Yeah.
It sounds like a bad Hagrid impersonator.
It really is.
Yeah.
I've discovered something amazing.
You're a wizard, Harry.
2 radio hosts. Hey, raise your standards, fake Hagrid.
Yeah. Anyway. I don't know.
We got a big show coming up for the second hour. I want to tell you about one of the biggest party mistakes I've ever seen,
and
involving a spa.
Coming up, we've just made a post on the Luke and Lewis Instagram and Facebook page, which we want you guys to get involved with.
Yes.
We've been having a pretty intense debate in here before the show about how old I look.
Yes.
Everyone seems to think different. Like some people, I'm not going to reveal my age yet.
No.
But yeah, there'll be a chance to call soon. So go check out the photo on our Instagram or Facebook page. That's Luke and Lewis. Comment, and then soon give us a call. And
how old do you think Luke looks?
Put it this way, I'm not happy with the comments so far.
82. Luke and Lewis across the nation. It's time for the actual Businesses Exposed segment, Luke. Are you ready? I'm going to show you how it's done.
That's fine. I don't do that segment. I do Luke Stern. What's it called? Luke Stern warnings.
Doesn't even know the
to
name.
anyone with an ABN, mate. It's pretty fresh. All right. It's a new idea.
It's pretty unfinished. Really, when you really think about it, it sounds rushed, unfinished, and a blatant copy of my segment, Businesses Exposed, both of which you can't do properly.
And if this was my segment, I'd be giving you a very stern warning right now.
Hey, watch yourself. You're about to be exposed. I know you've got an ABN, mate. But I've got my sights set on another business. 7 Mate, the channel.
Ooh.
7 Mate. It's a bit of a niche channel for all the mates out there.
Yeah,
now,
it's like the blokey. Well, it's targeted at the blokey, like at blokes, but it's not really.
If
I
you
think
love
they just play like
burnouts,
reruns of Family Guy.
and they also play movie marathons, or at least they claim to. Here's an ad that I heard on the TV earlier this week.
The Mammoth X-Men Movie Marathon is on, mate. You ready for this?
Now,
That sounds great.
it does sound great, right? The Mega X-Men Movie Marathon. Now, what to you is a movie marathon, Luke?
Where you can watch movies consecutively in a row.
Yeah.
So, like, for example, people do like a Harry Potter one. It takes like a whole day.
Yeah,
to
whole
do-
day.
to
That's
do
a,
all,
that's a
you know.
movie marathon. And also, where the term marathon comes from is the running race.
Where you don't stop.
Yeah, so you don't stop. So you start and you keep going until
Yeah.
it's done. Well, here's the second half of 7 Mate's ad.
Get your claws stuck into 6 X-Men blockbusters over 6 massive Thursdays.
6 Thursdays is not a marathon, because if you sat there waiting for 6 Thursdays sitting at your couch watching 7 Mate, your brain would die. That's not a marathon. That's in 6-week breaks.
Yeah.
You never run a race in 6 weeks.
And when I would, technically, I run marathons all the time. I
If you're doing something once
I
a
just
week.
do it in like little breaks. You know,
Yeah.
like 1 week I'll run 20 meters, and then throughout my whole life I'm just working towards that marathon.
Yeah, so 7 Mate, that is not a marathon.
You've been a naughty business.
Exposed, that's how you do it, Luke.
I would love to see the 7 Mate marathon at the Olympics, where it just goes over 6 weeks, and you watch contestants once a week run about 8 kilometers and then throw in the towel.
All right, guys, it's Friday. Let's clock off for another 6 days. See you later.
Lewis, we've just launched an experiment, actually. It's our second one of the show now.
Yes, sir.
And we posted a photo on our Instagram, Luke and Lewis, picture of us. We've been having a debate since before the show over how old I look. So
82.
If you okay, that's not
75.
funny. Well, this isn't debating.
106.
This is you yelling out unfair
Am I
ages.
close?
No.
Ah.
No.
203.
Warmer. No, so go over to the Luke and Lewis Facebook or Instagram page right now. Look at the photo I've just posted and call us on 131060, and I want to know how old people think I look. This all started last year in America. It was about November. I was with a friend in a bar, and a couple of drinks. He goes, "Oh man, I'm really proud of you. Going very great for your age." He goes, "What are you now? 27, 28?" Now, I'm not going to reveal how old I am yet, but I'm not that old. Nowhere near that old.
Because he was saying
Not that that's old, by the way.
He was saying that you've done so many things at such a young age of 27.
No, that's what I thought he was saying.
Yeah.
Then he goes, and I'm like, "Nah, man, and I said what age I was. He could not believe it. He got me to pull out my license, and he goes, "Oh, man, you need to moisturize." Well, I thought it was a compliment. I thought he was going like, "Oh man, you've achieved so much. Good for you." No, it was like, "Man, you need to like get an eye tuck and eat healthier."
You're dying.
Yeah.
In front of my
I
very
think
eyes.
I'm gonna die soon. That's what he told me. So then a really intense debate started in this little Irish pub somewhere in Lower Manhattan, where we asked about 30 people in the pub.
With strangers?
Yeah, strangers. We were going around
Good.
the pub surveying people. How old do you think I look? Complete strangers. We didn't know them, and they just say a number. The youngest anyone guessed in the entire pub, including the bartenders, was 25, and I'm younger, like a lot younger than 25.
Really?
Well, not a lot younger, but you know how old I am.
Well, you just look 82.
Oh, that's enough. All right, so go over to the Luke and Lewis Instagram or Facebook page now. Look at the photo, and if you don't know what I look like, and 131060. How old do I look? Let's put this to bed. I want people to say a young age.
Tip, it's over 50. Grandpa Luke and his grandson Lewis
Okay,
across
that's
the
enough.
nation.
We're talking how old do I look? And we've just
83.
posted a photo on the Luke and Lewis Instagram if you want to go look.
Do you know how to use Instagram, Gramps?
Yeah. I had to ask you for some tips. I was like,
Always
grandson.
providing tech support.
I'm reading some of the comments that have been coming in, and It's hurtful.
Yeah.
And that's, this is why I don't usually read the comment section. Jake said 26. Bianca's gone 35. Sorry. Looks like a short 32-year-old. When should I reveal my age? Now?
We'll go to some callers first.
Okay.
Polly, welcome to the show. How old do you think Luke looks?
Like 21, 22?
I appreciate that. That is...
Now, are you saying what you actually think, or did you hear Luke's...
Like, he does not look old at all. Like, honestly, whoever said that...
Thank you.
That's an insult.
Okay.
I wish you were in this bar that last year when we were doing a survey around a bar and everyone said I looked at least over 25. Most people saying early 30s.
Well, thanks for calling, Polly. Sophie, welcome to the show. How old does Luke look?
22.
Right. And have you seen him?
Yeah, we saw him live at the Comedy Lounge.
Oh.
Sophie, you've nailed it. I'm 22. And I'm glad. See, maybe in person I look more... No, but everyone saw
Ancient.
me. Yeah. No, they saw me in person perform and they thought, wow, look at this bright, young, youthful 22-year-old giving it a go.
When you're under big spotlights, it fills in all the wrinkles. So
no.
Like
I would say it's actually unflattering because I wasn't wearing makeup. That was my natural look.
Why don't you read a couple of those comments, mate?
Yeah, Robert, 26, said, also, he said, 26 years old. Also, he looks like a recently divorced music teacher. People are taking this so seriously. Like Kelly said 25, my partner said 28, which means they've had a discussion about it.
So that's an average of like 26 and a half.
Jake Willis has gone 37. Someone else said a strong mix of 12 and 30. And then I stopped reading the comments.
Well, hey, man.
I'm 22. Can we put this to bed? I think I look 22.
Yeah, you might need to go to bed, man. It's a bit past your bedtime, eh? You're getting a bit tired. Up late for a senior.
Lewis, recently I was, I made a blunder.
Okay.
I just got myself in a little bit of a pickle.
So just an average day in your life?
Yeah, just waking up being Luke. I was chatting to my girlfriend and...
We just wake up in the morning, whoops!
Yeah.
Just immediately making mistakes. That's how you wake up every morning, I know it. Can't deny it.
I'm like, back to bed. Woke up, was chatting to my girlfriend and we were in bed, she was on her phone and she started laughing. And you know, like you feel unincluded immediately when someone laughs. They're looking at the phone and you go, oh, like, what are you laughing at?
Yeah.
And then she was looking at old photos of herself from maybe like year 7 or 8, just like in like really old high school photos. And she found a pretty like, a pretty outrageous photo of her just pulling a dumb face with her friend or whatever.
Yep.
And it was on Snapchat. So there was like a Snapchat caption across it that said something like, where you at, boys? And, because they were pretending to be like, pull a crazy face.
Yeah.
And she showed me the photo. She was laughing at it. And I didn't find it that funny because I said, like, yeah, I've seen a Snapchat filter before. And she went, oh, I'm not wearing a filter.
So she was just, that's just my face.
And then she said really sadly, yeah, that's just my head.
Oh, no.
Oops. Back to bed.
I had a similar thing happen to me, man. I've had a photo-related blunder before where I was sitting with my girlfriend. We were hanging out and we weren't really talking.
Yeah.
But she took a photo of me and it had a beautiful filter on it and it said, I love you, darling. And instead of sending back a nice photo like I should have, like a good boyfriend, I instead waited, zoomed in on her head when she was looking away, took a photo.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah, funny.
Like a zoomed in, hard zoom on someone's head from close range, always comedic gold.
And it was an awful photo. I looked at it and I was like, oh, not a good photo. She'll find this funny. Send. She looks at it, burst into tears.
Oh.
But, it's not really my bad. I feel like if you see a photo of your own face completely unedited, shouldn't be mad at the person showing it to you. Should be grateful they're still around.
Did you say that to her?
No, and I hope she's not listening.
Oops, we're going to bed. All right, see you guys. Very smooth. No one would have even realised the transition between song and radio host.
Nailed it.
Well done.
Now, Luke, I want to talk to you about someone who did not nail it.
That would have been so sad, by the way, if you just stopped the sentence there. I want to talk to someone. I would have been like, oh, man, I'm here for you.
No, I want to talk to you about someone. So I went to a party recently.
Would you say this is under the category of gossip? Because usually if you go to someone, I want to talk to you about someone, you're about to hear some goss. So are we gossiping?
No, we're not.
Okay,
I
so
just
I
want to
won't-
tell you about
Okay.
a massive failure that I saw another guy do,
Ooh.
trying to seem like a boss.
We're bullying.
Yes.
Love it. Okay.
So I went to a party, and basically the host of the
Stop.
party.
This
What?
is already news. As if you don't know, Lewis doesn't party.
No.
That's pretty much the easiest way to say it. He left. This is the best example. He left our staff Christmas party this year after an hour to read a book. He went.
I went back to work
He
to
went
read
back
my book.
to work because it was just around the corner from work, and he read a book.
Because we were doing something at 11 p.m. I got sick of it in an hour, went to read a book.
So the fact that you're at a party is already astonishing me. Already a cracking story.
Okay,
Continue.
well, this might make it a little bit easier to believe. Girlfriend's friend party.
Yeah, okay.
Got dragged along.
Because it wouldn't have been one of yours.
How it was at the party, the host was an older sibling, and the younger siblings, who are about 18, 19, were meeting at the same time, but they were going to another party at 11 p.m.
Yep.
But where we were at, there was a spa, and it was a nice night. So at the other group, so there were two groups, and we were watching the other group. The other group was one guy, 3 girls. Now, obviously, if you're an 18-year-old dude, ideal situation, everyone in the spa, you're the only guy,
Yep.
right? That's what you're trying to make happen. And this guy tried to make it happen, and he just blew it straight away. Now, what he should have done was wait for the girls to get in first and then join them. Instead, what he did at 8 p.m.,
Too early.
he got in the spa by himself.
Yep, and would have ended up in the spa by himself.
And he sat in that spa and he was lounging around going, "Oh, it's so great.
Yeah.
The water's beautiful.
Oh.
It's much better than not being in the spa."
Check these bubbles out. And
Yeah.
you're like, hey, bro. Nah.
And I just saw he was desperately trying to get the girls in the spa with him. And they knew, because the thing is, one girl isn't going to get in the spa with one guy.
Nah.
So they would all have to get in together, which is a big ask. And he's already in there at 8 p.m. They don't want to be in there yet.
No. Too
So,
early for a spa.
He sat there. I watched him. We were just talking about it the whole time. We were watching it like it
Yeah.
was National Geographic.
Of course.
He sat
The
from...
young male attempts to woo the females in a desperate spa ploy. It has been unsuccessful.
He sat there and cooked for 2 hours. 2 hours in the spa.
Are you soup man?
Yeah.
Get out of the spa.
He sat there for 2 hours until one girl felt sorry for him.
Oh no.
She went and changed.
You should have got in the spa with him.
I should have. She went and changed into her bathing suit. I saw his eyes light up. He was like, "Oh, we're on here." But she, the smart girl that she was, sat on the edge of the spa and
Right.
only put her legs
Of
in.
course.
And sat there. And then the other 2 girls came up to the spa fully clothed and talked to the girl with her legs in the spa while this guy was sitting on the opposite end going, "Oh, it's so nice
Yeah.
when more than just your legs are submerged. Come on in, girls."
Bow.
And he sat there for 3 hours to the point where he had to get out of the spa and got one of the girls to hose him off
Yeah.
because he was so hot he was about to faint.
He would have looked like a prune as well.
I know. And then they just had to leave. So he just left that party incredibly dehydrated and he didn't
Dehydrated, hot, wrinkly, and yeah, zero
covered in chlorine.
and zero success.
Yeah. He
What a
wanted to
party.
be James Bond. He just turned into a prude.
You know what? He should have just left an hour in to read a book, and he would have had a better night.
Should have done that. Luke and Lewis on the Fox. That's the end of the show. Oh, we're
And
not
the
on the
rest of the
Fox.
country.
I've just messed up the entire show. We're also across the Hit Network. Many stations that we broadcast on. I'm still getting used
And
to
you've
this
given
new
away
thing.
the illusion that we're just like we could be on
You know what's
Uluru right
happened?
now broadcasting, but you've just told everyone.
You know what's happened is
You've been
I
bad
put
at your job.
I put so much effort into not saying on the Fox with our first show
Yeah.
that I was like, oh, I nailed that. I don't have to think about that at
Yeah.
all. And then because I'm not thinking about it, I've said it
We're
twice
on
already.
Today we're on Hit. It's just
We're
we're on a lot of
everywhere.
stations. Lewis, I'm going on tour soon.
Yes.
Yeah,
You're going all over the country.
Tambourine tour. So if
Mhm.
you're in Sydney, listening to 2 Day FM, nailed it. Yeah, come down.
Yeah. And
that's about it.
Luke's going all over. LukeKidgel.com/shows. It's a very good show. I saw it in Perth and I loved it. So go see him.
And doing the Melbourne Comedy Festival, Brisbane, everywhere. Just everywhere.
Yep. All the information will be all across our social media pages. So check that out if you'd like to. Thanks for listening, guys. We'll be back next Sunday at the same time for the next 2 months or so. So thanks for listening and we'll see you next Sunday.
It's a stand-up tour, by the way.
That's it? We made it? We're still on air. Okay, we're back the same time next week for another Sunday experiment with Luke and Lewis.
What's crack-a-lackin', podcasters? Welcome to this.
I think you've done that one before.
What?
Yeah, I think you've
Hang
done...
10, podcasters. Welcome to the experiment.
That's new.
I love science.
Why hang 10?
I don't know.
Do you know where that expression comes from?
I think it's a surfy thing.
Hang 10.
It's putting your toes over the end of a surfboard.
Is that actually the origin of it?
When you stand at the very front of a
You know,
it's a
like
surfing
everything.
maneuver. You were like Google. Radio Dave is, quite
You've got such obscure
knowledgeable.
Like, if
I don't think
anything's
it's that
obscure.
Surfing's pretty...
No, but
you know,
surfing's mainstream, but knowing exactly where hang 10
You almost
comes
read the
from.
definition. The definition is by positioning the surfboard in such a way that the surfer can stand and hang all 10 toes over the nose of the
I'm
board.
here to help.
Have you ever written or contributed to a Wikipedia article?
Yes.
I knew it. You have.
You got
So
me.
not
I'm
o-
the hang 10 guy.
Not only are you knowledgeable, but you like to flex it as well. You like to show off.
I honestly have once when Wikipedia was brand new as a gag because I was like, everyone can edit it.
Yeah.
I put something about myself in the Zelda Wikipedia. Something about the Triforce.
Yeah, and then 7 minutes later
then
it
it was
gets
gone,
taken
yeah,
down.
yeah.
Yeah, you write bum farts, and then the fun's all over pretty quick.
Yeah.
I've been there, done that. We've all been to high school.
We've all done
alright?
that. Yeah. It was either that or playing Cossacks on a pirate thing.
What?
No, just my high school.
God,
just my
you're
high
weird.
school.
We used to play Pokemon in class.
Yeah.
Yeah, high school. Like everyone goes, like whenever someone talks to me about like, obviously you read Romeo and Juliet, and I'm like, well, I did beat 8 gyms in the Elite Four and Fire Red, but I didn't do a lot of Shakespeare.
But you have shows coming up, as we said before.
I do. Yes, the tambourine tour, taking my tambourine all around the country. It's been fun. I've been to Perth. It was already good.
Yeah, I saw the
for
show.
One
it
of my
was great.
shows.
I
It
did
was
a
good.
bit of a surprise opening. You never know when I'll pop up.
Yes, I'm also doing
Not
Bendigo.
guaranteed.
Yeah, I'm also doing Bendigo and Geelong next. That's 2 weeks away. Then I head to New South Wales in March.
I will guarantee this. Not coming to Bendigo.
Yeah, and you know what? Bendigo are going to be lucky if I show up. I'll be there.
I was
Bendigo.
just going to say, what's great about this is because they're not my shows, I can trash talk the cities you're going to, but you can't. But then you were like, Bendigo sucks.
Yeah. I mean, I think the people know. That's why they're coming, because there's nothing
that's
better
true.
to
So if
do.
you want a break from where you live, check
Yeah.
out Luke's show.
Yeah, drive to Geelong and watch me there. But yeah, I'm coming to Bendigo, Geelong, and the other upcoming ones are Newcastle, Wollongong, and Sydney.
Yes, and make sure you check out the Luke and Lewis social media pages. We've got camera guy Keelan. We force him to do his job every now and then.
He
He's a pretty
doesn't
lazy
do
guy.
anything, though.
But we do
Man.
encourage him, and he's done a couple of videos. He probably won't do many more, but
He's sleeping. I just looked at him. He's actually snoring.
yeah. So
Yeah.
anyway,
I just woke him up because he wasn't doing anything.
we'll try to get Keelan to put some videos up there. No promises, but check him out just to be safe. Thanks for listening, guys. We'll be back next Sunday. Talk to you soon.